What's going on, y'all? What is going on? Thank you for clicking on the channel. Hope everybody got through the night well. I was just gonna hop on and get some readings out, and I was getting unconscious magician again, and then I kept getting a message uh, about karmic mothers. Okay, so I'm like, well, I wanted to do a divine masculine read, but it kept coming up again about unconscious magician. And I went to sit outside, and a bunch of crows was out. So I'm like, okay, here we go. I mean, I don't know if some of you be ready to have like bricks just sitting there so you can start throwing them at some of these energies, but it's like, if you know anything about crows, you know, you know. So please, guys, only take what resonates. I'm only here to give it to you so you can have it. We're all stars in our own show, but this man may not be for you. So I said I was going to go ahead and get done with unconscious magician. Okay, so I did this read, I think, a year or two ago, maybe it was a year or two ago, um, where, you know, a lot of people have certain gifts, the power of the mind, what they can actually create and manifest, and how the enemy was using those that, you know, what they like to say, I sleep or remain unconscious or unaware of what could be going on in the spiritual realm, actually using some people that may not know that the power is in their thoughts, or they are in the words that they speak. So I got generational darker magic. So we're just gonna pull. Yeah, there could be an actual uh, large spell that's breaking, having to do with masculine sexuality or sexuality period, when it comes to uh, men or women. Okay, so let's see what this deep darkness is. A lot of this stuff is being revealed, y'all. It's like crazy because you don't never think that, you know, it would have been this way. This is why when I can, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, they on that bullshit again. You know, I asked for assistance in the spiritual realm because I didn't, for the longest time, I didn't want to accept all the stuff that has been going on. But it's like now that it's almost like not necessarily being rushed, but being pushed into a level of awareness during the time that we in. I know y'all been feeling, you know, what's been going on. A lot of you been having very vivid dreams, or you could actually be getting prophetic visions. Your body could be changing. Food sucks. You could have a heightened awareness. You could have things going on with your skin. Um, just weird little things could be going on, mind, body, and soul, in order for you to be aligned with what's going on. So I'm like, you know, let me just see what's going on when it comes to being an unconscious magician. During this time, some of you are actually being called out by your lineage, by your generation. To actually dig into some background knowledge, or to receive some wisdom that's coming in order to either set your lineage free, or to, you know, see what's going on, because uh, it's a lot of people that are actually going to experience um, maybe the suffering you did. Okay, like some of us, we've experienced things that we know others will not get through, and this was because you had to be consecrated or separated from a certain concept of home, family, friends, even working, the way that you do things, and we had to literally go through um, a death. And I feel like it was more so, you know, spiritually, in order for us to come back with, you know, stronger pieces. And this pertains to our rebirth. So we're just going to pull an unconscious magician. I hope y'all got through the night well. I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't even gonna get on here today because I'm like, shit, I'm, you know, wanted to be a little selfish with my time, but it is what it is. A lot of people are starting to wake up to what's been going on. You may even start looking around and seeing, you know, it was never what you thought it was. We are in the time where, you know, different things are happening all at once. Because is anyone else feeling like the time is off? Because it's like I'll get up and it's like 4, and I swear I'll feel like I slept another 7, 8 hours, and it just be like 5:30. And I'm like, what? It's just everything's off. And I told y'all, this is how the enemy manipulates a lot of things, is using time and politics. So y'all see what, has actually taken place. And I don't get into it. I choose not to be. If you are on a different, wave, then you know that you actually above some of this stuff that's going on in the 3D. But it's like, I had, I was seeing what was going on, what was taking place, and then it's like I expected like a different reaction, but it was like real still and quiet. So it's like real still and quiet. So see if we could pull on some of this stuff that could be going on. A lot of people could be, actually connecting with their past life. Actually getting through the dark, recognizing that you had some type of past life or a mission. Something is like all together. Okay. Yeah. So some people are starting to remember they contracts. Okay, these are like your spiritual contracts, the contracts you done had, with the Most High, with the divine, with the universe, with your generation, with your lineage, and maybe there was things that was going on that was real rough. To the point where you even question, you know what I'm saying? Am I in the right? Somebody could have been questioning, like, if are they in the right body or are they in the right something? But we know even that is a part of an illusion, just like color is. Okay, so let's see. What is this unconscious magician? What is it we need to know? Yeah, a lot of rebirth. Okay, so whether you knew it or not, you it's crazy that it's coming out like it's so. Whether you knew it or not, um, your energy fuels up things around you, whether it's people, places, or things. Wherever you direct your thoughts, wherever you put your body at, your uh, energetic field, it actually fuels things up. I believe this is why a lot of things is going on in the physical, because spiritually, a lot of us have literally put a barbed wire around our energy. It's like, if you're not coming, if you're not good for me, then you're not getting ready to, have none of this. Okay. It's like to the point where maybe you learned to protect yourself spiritually, and someone wanted someone to be in like a group or a coven, because they know once they separate, you know, they can separate us from certain, uh, maybe even God or your spiritual gifts or your contract or even remembering it. You could be used. Okay, so you got a church coven down here. There could be a coven here that was doing a lot of dark magic. These are certain people that have, decided to team up, group up, um, to hurt. I'm hearing they hurting each other now at this point. Um, okay, so the contract is the certain contracts that maybe you had. Maybe this coming out that you meant to be a warrior to bring some of this down. And I'm getting misogynist, but it says at a time you could have literally been afraid of hurting others and did not want to offend anybody. You could have literally been unconsciously submissive, allowing others to violate your boundaries and did not stand up for yourself. Okay, but now that you're starting to remember, because it's like, we give titles and words to people, but if you hurting me, I'm not gonna help you hurt me any longer. Okay, so I don't know why this comes out here, but we're gonna see what they was into. Maybe they was trying to use you to fill something up. Fill something up. You got 21. You got 12. Yeah. So someone's you could be finding out either family member or certain parents were actually part of whatever deep darkness this is, and maybe you went another way. Because there was like somebody that was offered up. This is down there in the womb. Okay, so what happened? Yeah, you're the original. Okay, so something about you, like I hate saying chosen, but it's something about you having this certain contract. Okay, the level of abuse that some of us have went through just to be able to come up, it's like the hate was needed. So certain energies needed you to hate them in order for something to work, and it's like it didn't. Maybe you started putting up boundaries. You was no longer submissive. You didn't allow others to continue to violate you. And I want to know what this is. Yeah, the game done changed. Okay, they like to call it a game, but it's most definitely changing. So let's see. Okay, I don't know why I'm getting 1999. Something about 1999. Really? What's going on in 1999? Oh, okay. So unconsciously, if you are breaking generational curses by maybe connecting with somebody or connecting to yourself, something was something happened here. Okay. I'm also getting to somebody. This is almost like these certain contracts. Okay, this is why they go so hard against certain unions, or um, they play adjustment bureau to keep you from like being with the person that you're supposed to be with, or somebody is like orchestrating who's meeting up and who's not. Yeah, I swear, go watch the movie. I mean, it's sickening um, how much control this dark system had over who's meeting who, has worked. This coven could have been in the background of this. These are certain people that are within communities. This is why I was also getting politics, because this is like the certain witches and warlocks that are initiated to be over certain districts or certain towns or certain cities or certain states. All of this stuff is getting called out on how they play major roles in directing and misguiding. Um, yes, it's fuck shit right here. So I don't know if you actually survived, or you and your marriage survived. Okay, because I pull on it all the time how certain people is the 2-for-1 deal. Okay, where if you are married into a certain family, or if you and this family come together, or certain ones that come together that are not meant to, it's like a 2-for-1 deal. A lot is done over these two people in order for them to either take each other out, fall into addiction, not heal, not progress. Okay, so I don't know if that's coming up where you in a divine counterpart, or you in your union. I don't know if you survived this or you didn't. Okay, so I don't know why that's coming up. All that was done um, to keep certain contracts with these covens. Okay, it's also to the placement of certain churches that are around certain areas, where these people, whether it was pastors, bishops, certain people like that was in these dark covens. Yeah, it's like they did a lot to make sure that things were missing um, out of family histories, or books of something about books, family histories. Like I said, I was pulling on the census for a while. Um, what is this case file? Okay, so imagine you having a case file. Okay, somebody dug deep into a case file to figure out which witch or which warlock was literally gonna, be able to come in and do what they've been doing. These people go and do a lot within your background, your generation. Okay, so if you're an unconscious magician, this just simply means that you are not aware of your spiritual gifts. Okay, and you're not aware that you could either use them on a higher mission, a higher purpose, or you can literally fall victim to some darkness and assist in the dark realm not knowing it. Okay, so I'm only talking to those that don't know. There are people that know that if they don't have there are people that know that they gonna be this way or they gonna be that way. Okay, it's just some people that have took that vow, or they took that code of silence. So I'm only talking to those that don't know. So what is this? Yeah, a lot around some a case file or file, okay, of maybe certain connections. Yeah, it's crazy. So what is this unconscious magician that needs to know what could be going on? Okay, maybe this is why a lot of people are in this energy too. Like, man, just give me what my just due. Give me what belongs to me. Um, just know that there are steps before this. Okay, this is why there are some people that are like, well, why I haven't got this yet? Why I haven't got that yet? Okay, you have to do the inner work, because it goes as far as to you will get information, or this is given to you, or prophetic dreams, or you'll be activated, or your gifts will come to you, and you have to be in that state of um, how can I say it? you know, let let God take the wheel. Because if you take justice into your own hands, sometimes this is what the enemy will use. These tactics to already have it orchestrated. It's almost like it's already like maybe bunkers or certain doctors that you'll meet or certain people. Because most of us get labeled as hostile before we have a chance to even know how to wipe our own ass. This is what they benefit off of. You not being aware of your emotions or what you can create with your thoughts. Because I was thinking about it earlier. I was like, it's good to know, what you experience without being one of those, well, I hope this bitch falls off a cliff or she breaks a leg or she drives off a bridge. Or you got to watch what you're actually saying or what you're thinking, because maybe you're not aware that you have these certain type of gifts. What you say go, what you think go. Okay, so a lot of people, you could be in that energy now where you becoming aware of, hey, you know I survived balancing out my shadow self, um, knowing that I could actually fuel this up, or I could fuel this up. Something about balance is coming into play, with your gifts, or with your with your spiritual gifts. I'll just call them your gifts because they come from God. A lot of us, we're born already knowing this stuff, but we have to remember, because you don't know that, you could be a heavy hitter taking heavy magic. There's literally dark warlocks and witches that are paid to keep certain people um, ostracized, or uh, in depression, or financially abused, or manipulated, or something like that, simply because of where certain people may live, how people reside, who they connected to, who they friends are. A lot of shit is orchestrated until you become aware of. All right, so don't feel no type of way if you actually getting away from somebody that is not good for you. You're getting away from family, friends, whatever, because you're gonna be pulled apart or separated from those that you are not like. And what's this unconscious magician? This is also too why certain people, when you go and you maybe use drugs, or you drink, or you have sex, if you're not, you know, aligned with your soul, if you don't have control over your mental or your body, your spiritual health, or if you allow yourself to be open. A lot of people, they go into drinking actually get taken over. Um, for the longest time, I would wonder, you may get loud or aggressive like me, because for the longest time, I was easily open to, these spirits. This is why it's called spirits. Once again, people are starting to remember, put themselves together, and remember, why certain things were happening the way that they are. It's like we are literally in the time where we're experiencing what our ancestors did, but it's the information is coming out to where it can actually be grasped or tangible. Like, you can go read a book, you can see it. I don't really trust Google or online, because I've witnessed where I'll go and look something up, and I'm like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But I'll get different information, um, just by going within myself and remembering. And then I'll go and look something back up, and then it's different than what I've actually looked up at the first time. So, technology is very tricky. Like I said, you become consciously aware of how technology goes to play, cosmology goes into play, astrology goes into play, manipulation goes into play, and you know you could easily be attacked not being aware of how all of this goes together. Okay, so if you're educating yourself, kudos to you. A lot of us is like, no, we're not doing this another time around. I done did this too many damn times. So, I know what I'm supposed to be doing. So what's this? And yeah, you have the right to know the truth about your history that was blotted out, or lied about, or kept hidden, or missing. Whether it was certain people within families that you was born into, and certain things was kept from you because 9 times out of 10, the people that experience, certain levels of spiritual warfare or abuse, abandonment, drug uses, what they call the black sheeps, are the ones that already have this information within them, but they become a sacrifice for another because it's fueled up another type of way. So maybe you starting to realize that you have the right to know the truth, but it's all how you take it and how you respond to it. Because like I said, a lot of you, that mental is something else. Something about some Irish family. So what is this unconscious magician? This is also too why I call it the dark kingdom. It's just what it is. Don't take my words. You take them lightly with a grain of salt. Use your own intuition, but this is why some people or a lot of people were hurt within church, if that makes any sense. Because if you go and you're looking outside of yourself for some type of support or some type of spiritual help, or you know way back when, there were people that was actually ordained or initiated or brought up to be the healers of those that were suffering spiritually, because it's always been um, a spiritual battle. But with us being unconsciously aware of suffering from actually being separated from our highest selves or our consciousness, or not being aware, it's almost like we regressed into a level of darkness where we went all the way back to like prenatal state, or we went back to like that baby, the adolescence. This is why some people were actually stuck in adolescence, the time that they may have been hurt, or they stuck in a childlike state like baby fat, the time where they were hurt the most, if that makes sense. But this is why a lot of people were hurt within church, because this energy was fueling up, you know, what has been going on generational within certain people's lineages and background. Because I say it all the time, like I literally went to like 15 churches. I've probably been baptized like 4 times. I'm like, what is going on? Why? But the assistance wasn't there. It's almost like as long as you kept in the not knowing, um, you can't move forward. So if you're not aware that you don't have to go to a church every Sunday, give half of your money, and sit there still fighting your demons by yourself, then you will continue to go to that place to give your energy, to believe that that is where God resides when it's within you. So, yeah, a lot of people, could have experienced being hurt. This is why some of these groups have some of this knowledge to do what they practice. I'm getting that Lovecraft again. That was a good show. They should have came back with season 2 and 3, because a lot of this stuff has been going on in the South simply because this is where a lot of the people reside that, you know, that are experiencing what they are unconsciously and unaware. Okay. And, the separation's already there. I don't know if you feel it, if you know it. So it's like we're not at that time where we're like, this is happening, this is this, this is this, this is this. This is the time where we're putting our bodies back together. This is why it's good for us to find our soul tribe, our real family, our spiritual families. Let's see. Yeah, so you have a conscious order that's coming into play. This is why maybe you may see somebody and be like, man, this person's not good for me. You could have the gift of discernment. Could have the gift of being a prophet. You could have the gift of being, what is it, a disciple or a healer, or a builder, or a listener, or an artist, or certain things that you could do. Not everybody's meant to be the same part of the body. Not everybody's meant to be moving. Not everybody's meant to be um, the worker. This is why you have the workers and the thinkers, but they have separated into two, the workers and the thinkers. No, you should be able to do both, but that should be on your own accord in order to assembly the body back together. Heavy on assembling the body back together and remembering, putting yourself back together after a level of suffering. This is where rebirth comes into play. Okay, yeah, a lot of us have done enough to sleep through a harvest. Okay, I don't know if you've been doing a lot of heavy working. Um, there's a reason why a lot of people watched you struggle while they was eating or while they was out kicking it and enjoying certain things, because this is how illusions come into play. Because a lot of times, a lot of us could be seen a certain way, but we're not meant to be seen who how we actually are, because we're going through the internal work, the cleansing. This is why you hear people all the time, oh yeah, I'm on my journey, I'm on my journey, and I'm on my journey. But if a lot of us that literally have been on journeys for years, you will lose everything. You don't continue to keep what you was given from the enemy, or you don't get to make it look good. Like it doesn't look good. Like it doesn't. There's no image that comes with they're paying with the aesthetics. I'm a healer, and I've healed, and I'm on my journey. But then you would look dead, be broke, be down on your journey, because there is no assistance. It only comes from the spiritual realm, and it's like more times out of none, we continue to wait for assistance, but God doesn't want us to be assistant. We're supposed to completely rely on what we already know, what we taught, what we've been through, what we learned on our journey, and who is going to be there. And I think that's what my problem was, because a lot of times I was like, when and I'm this and I'm that, this person, that person, I got this. But he's like, no, I want you to see that the same ones that you are fighting me for are the ones that, they not rooting for you. They're not gonna give you what you need. Okay, so solely rely on your spiritual team during this time. I don't know if um, that a lot of us is coming into high learning, which is self-awareness, being a conscious magician, manifesting what you want, being mindful of who you around, why you were separated from certain people, places, and things in the first place. Because it's like, hey, me, I think I was one of the ones, you know, the enemy look good sometimes. Come in, it's like you connect to certain people, and you can see, but it's like you're like, nah, let me just see the light in them. Seeing the light in somebody can get your ass lit up. Let's be realistic. Or you may have family and friends. You like, oh, I see the light in them. Seeing the light in them can get your ass laid out. I mean, it's just why when you start experiencing, the deeper trails of the knowing, and you come into, all of this, you like, no, not you too, or no, that couldn't have happened, or no, ain't no way. But yeah, so, I mean, we got to protect ourselves. Heavy on meditation at this time, breathing through certain things, getting some rest is important. Getting some rest is important. It's like, get your ass at home. If you don't have a home, make a home. Be home within yourself, because the things that's to come, um, yeah. I don't think anybody's ready for what's to come. Because a lot of things have to be torn down in order for us to you know rebuild and remember. Um, This is why some of you could have also been like pushed to homelessness or pushed into another way of living, because there's certain people that are so stuck on material items that they were willing to like literally offer somebody else up for it, not knowing that this is the time where people are supposed to be, you know, getting a certain level within themselves, getting back to what they conscious of being aware. Yeah. So let's see, what is this unconscious magician? Yeah. And I hate hearing it all the time too, because it's like, use your pain for constructive purposes. Who wants to hear that after experiencing harassment, being stalked, being trafficked, watched, spied on, having somebody play with your life? But that just simply means putting it into, using all of it and transmuting and putting it to yourself, so you could be prepared for that, what is going on and what's taking place. Yeah. I'm getting make me over. I want to be made over. Oh, yeah, what's love got to do with it? Not a damn thing at this point. If you saying that you love somebody, then this person's going to be with you. There's not going to be any confusion on who you're supposed to be with, how you're supposed to do it. because during this time, a lot of people, you either sleep and see who's creeping, or you know, made aware. So let me see what's this background that could be going on. Okay, and like I said, this is why certain things are played out in the background of people's lives, because maybe you was unconscious and not knowing what was going on. Because I'm gonna always say there is no such thing as sacrificing somebody else for material gain. It's lies. It's all lies. It's all lies. So what's this in the background? Yeah. Um. So I don't know if somebody's still doing this, but be mindful of what you're putting into your body. Because heavy around, I don't know why I'm getting reprogramming. Um, Focusing on your nervous system, okay? Because the body gets beat down when you've experienced what you have. So certain people could actually, this could be coming back. Those that did practice these dark um, practices could be experiencing like hallucination, nervous system issues, intestinal issues, body joint pain, no sleep, not reaping a harvest, afraid, feeling, having a level of fear. Let's see. Yeah. So a lot of people are maybe confused. I feel like some people are being trained for you to be like, there's different ways of being a healer, whether you are meant to be like the new teachers within certain systems of educating children, or you're supposed to be the new spiritualists and physicians, or in the medical field. Like a lot of things that we need when this wicked energy is cleared out. Um, you won't have any confusion on your pathway of what you're supposed to be doing. This is also why you could be getting um, a lot of communication with your ancestors. And I don't call them downloads anymore. I say upgrades, because you don't want to feel like something's coming down on you. You want to be uplifted when you actually getting this information, or when your body's changing, or when you're going through your ascension symptoms. Because I'm at that point now where I was like, uh, you know, changing like externally, because I had to do a lot of work internally, um, and then spiritually. So it was like a second awakening, or a second initiation. I can't explain it. I just know, you know, there's some type of upgrade. Yeah, it's like new rules in the spiritual realm, new people that are coming up. So what's this unconscious magician? Yeah, it's like you have to go through the roughest things in order to be a service to certain people or certain energy. Yeah, blocking out maybe communication from jealous, envious spirits. It's like if you have time to be jealous or envious about anybody, then obviously you're not doing something for yourself, because we all being asked to turn inward. And ain't nobody out here going around, caping and slaying for nobody else. This is literally when you come into what you doing, then you may be asked to assist. But you're not going out slapping people with Bible verses, because now we're starting to see these same people that bump their gums with scripture are the same ones that have been in the background of this darkness. Yeah, they're getting spiritually sick. Okay, so I don't know, some of you have actually experienced that, where you will get these upgrades, or information will come to you about how to actually heal certain sicknesses. Um, it's almost like a shocking experience at first, because when you start to feel it or know and come into it from praying and fasting, it comes in so quick, and you like, I can't believe it. Um, it's a level of humble that a lot of people should have. And I believe this is why, the ones that operate in the darkness, they have that ego still attached to them, because it's like they're like, well, I'm God. I can do this and I can do that to this person's life, or I can continue to fool around with magic and make sure somebody else doesn't get something, or make sure somebody else stays asleep by me manipulating or harming them for the Dark Lord. But, it's not how it goes. You actually become, more like appreciative of being alive within the time, because none of the things that most of us experience, like I was telling somebody on my community board, none of the things that we've experienced is justified. And we're not going to assist and pray for these people. We're not. I'm not. You can. But it went too far for too long, and people have to find their own way. My energy will no longer be harvested, siphoned, manipulated, or used and abused. But, maybe you're starting to learn that, that's what it takes for you, is to, put your faith and trust in your own particular story. Because some of these people were already warned. It's like they have connections to some type of astral communication. Somebody's ancestors have been going to bat. It's like they told them, warn your people. Warn your people. The suffering that they're going to experience, the deaths that they're going to experience, and not maybe come back with a rebirth. Some people have been warned for so long that they literally separating from their mental. They separating from their body. They experiencing a level of darkness. So imagine all that time putting in all that hard work, and then some of these people are literally, they have to have everything that they put out back. They're not ready. They wasn't respecting, anyone else's spiritual health of who they are. And whatever they was doing with children was just out of this world. Some of them did not have a heart. And it's like, if you keep your mind on or focused on something else, you still fueling up that energy. This is why it's time for you to start your journey for real. Because I don't want to. I don't know why. I don't know. It's just what it is. Somebody didn't respect someone's ancestors, or these are certain people that they were using. Once again, they manipulate energy so much that they really thought that they could use someone's ancestors, someone's lineage, someone's generation to do all of this in the background. Okay, and so you becoming aware will secure your own spot in your own energy. I can say it like that. Once you become aware, you secure your spot in your own energy. Yeah. Because there won't be any more drama moving forward for certain people. But you have other people that are going to experience things where you got to know, it's just that time where we're going to have to say, hey, I'm going to pray before I accept your offer. Or I'm going to, seek advice from my ancestors before I move forward with this relationship. Or I'm going to do this. And I think this is the time I'm coming in, because, all the silent contracts that have been going on, whether it's food, housing, friendships, love situations, job offers, certain things like that. Like, unless you are aware that all of this is actually used to keep you in spiritual bound, to keep you spiritually bound, then you continue to use your energy to fuel everything else up. And then you're wondering, well, why my life isn't this way? And I'm supposed to have this, and I'm supposed to, reap my own harvest. But, your energy's torn and separated within these places, if that makes sense. Yeah, so everything's coming in for your highest good once you become aware of, if you, are dancing back and forth with the enemy downstairs. Because most of the time we are our own enemies. By being imprisoned in our own thoughts, or even with certain possessions that we have that were given to us by people that are still under a level of illusion. So they practice things with items, or they speak over things, and they give them to you, and it's like the energy of those things sitting within your home, if that makes sense. Yeah. But that's what I get, y'all. Unconscious magician. I'm gonna hop on with some other reads. It's your message.